Welcome to Grown Folks Talking. I'm your host, CKCZ, with my special guest, Cherelle. And today we're going to do just like a quick little review of the movie, the Netflix film, They Cloned Tyrone. It stars Jaimie Foxx as Slick Charles, John Boyega, Teyonah Parris. John Boyega as Fontaine, Teyonah Parris as Yo-Yo. And it is about a series of eerie events thrust an unlikely trio, a pimp, a drug dealer, and a prostitute, or a hoe, in a likely trio onto the trial of a nefarious government conspiracy. So, you've seen the trailer. What were your kind of overall thoughts going into it? No spoilers for this. This is just a simple review of what we recommended. Yes, no, maybe. That's what we're going to talk about right now.
Okay, so when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, I like how this is filmed. I felt like the trailer didn't give too much about what's really going on besides they cloned Tyrone. You didn't know if it was just him. You didn't know if it was everybody. You didn't know too much. So I was definitely intrigued, especially with that name, because when I think of Tyrone, I think of Erykah Badu. So it definitely was intrigued.
So I see you and I read you same. I really enjoyed the trailer. I love it when trailers just, scratch the surface, give you a joke, kind of set up what we're kind of expecting, but not too much. Because when they over deliver, or when they give too much, you're just like, well, I done seen the movie. I done figured out, what's going to happen. So I haven't seen Jaimie Foxx in a movie in a long time. So I was looking forward to him. And the little bit of like behind the scenes I saw with John Boyega, I was like, I've only known him from Star Wars, different franchise, Star Wars. And so unsure how he was going to be able to pull off these Fontaine, which a drug dealer, he's a British actor, how he's going to pull off that role. So curious. And Teyonah Parris, she's in the new Marvel. I've seen her in other stuff. Solid actress. So as the trailer came out, hyped, want to see it. Looks like a good time. The scene they show in the elevator, I was like, okay, I'm in. You got me. And as it was leading up to the film, we heard that Jaimie Foxx had a health scare, which was I'm a fan, so I was concerned, but he made it through, and let's hope he continues, because I would just say in this film, it was Jaimie Foxx at his best, being funny, being silly. It reminded me of In Living Color for those who used to watch that show back in the day. So pleasantly excited to see couldn't wait till August for it to drop. Now, we both watched the movie. What were your overall thoughts on the film? What stood out to you? Yeah, what stood out to you without spoiling?
What stood out to me watching the film?
Yes.
Honestly and truthfully, the way it was filmed, like the directing and the camera lens. They use a M0.8 lens. Watching this, the same kind of vibe as Euphoria, as in Swarm. I love how that was directed. So I'm like, it's on my list. Before I go, I have got to make a movie using that film. So anything filmed like that will stick out to me.
I see.
No, I said, what about you?
Overall, it was a fine film. It was 3 films in one. Sci-fi, action adventure, and then comedy. And I think it was good in the comedy aspect of it, particularly Jaimie Foxx's character and Teyonah Parris's character, Yo-Yo. I think they vibed off each other very well. I think good scene partners, they were hilarious. They could have had a whole little separate show, just them interacting. I would have been great with that. The sci-fi, I think the sci-fi, don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much, because it kind of don't curl all the way.
I feel like if Jordan Peele was on it, it would have been
Jordan Peele likes the scary.
I know. But we're not okay. Are we diving deep right now? We still just
surface. We're gonna do surface for anyone who hasn't seen the film. This can be real short and sweet. So let's just get to it. Would you recommend it? Yes, no, maybe.
I would definitely recommend it to people who are interested in being directors.
Oh.
Who are interested in film and like interested, like, you know, me and you's job and like, you know, people who we work with. But I'm not going to recommend it to just someone who just watches movies. No.
I would recommend it barely.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend it, not barely. I would recommend it on 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
Jaimie Foxx as Slick Charles, he carried.
Yeah.
I recommend it for kind of the conspiracy portion of it, where if you're African American or if you're in a low income neighborhood, the things that they're putting out theme wise about conspiracy theories and government taking over us and the government influencing what's happening in these type of neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've heard anytime I go back home or go to a neighborhood that's like that. And the third thing is what I would say on the recommend, just barely, would be the ending credit. That would be the price. That was worth the 2 hours, because it was 30 minutes could have been cut out of the film for me.
Same.
30 minutes, it could be a hot 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the film would have been a better recommendation from me, because it would have trimmed a lot of the fat, like a lot of the parts where the sci-fi doesn't work out. I think take that scene out, take that out.
Mm-hmm.
Would be a better film in my opinion. But I would slightly recommend, because the comedy's there, Jaimie Foxx is there, and the last scene.
Yes. You know, I wish that the movie was the ending credits. I was saying that. I was saying to my cousins, I was like, this should have been the movie. This should have been the movie.
Thanks so much, Cherelle. We're going to say goodbye. As a teaser, we have a spoiler review coming out shortly.